The greatest trick the deep blue ever pulled wasn't hiding sunken treasure or making mermaids seem plausible. It was letting you think these eight-armed oddballs are just regular sea creatures, like fancy calamari waiting for a fryer. Spoiler alert, they're not. We are talking about a level of biological weirdness that makes science fiction look like a boring documentary. These aren't just animals. They're sentient, shape-shifting blobs of pure, unadulterated what the heck. They've got three hearts, because one apparently wasn't dramatic enough. They bleed blue, like some kind of aristocratic alien. They can vanish faster than your paycheck on payday thanks to camouflage that puts military tech to shame. Oh, and just casually on a Tuesday afternoon, they can edit their own biology. Not their DNA, mind you. They're too cool for that permanent stuff. They tinker with their RNA, their operating instructions, like they're modding themselves in real time. No patch downloads required. So yeah, just your average sea creature. If your average sea creature was designed by a committee of Salvador Dali, H.P. Lovecraft, and maybe a rogue engineer from Area 51. All right, let's dive into the glorious absurdity. First off, the plural. It's octopuses. Get it right. Octopi is what happens when people who failed Latin try to sound smart about a Greek word. If you still insist on octopi, fight. Now, where were we? Yes, the biological anarchy. These critters are cephalopods, putting them in the same family tree as squids and cuttlefish. But let's be honest, the octopus is clearly the eccentric genius uncle who shows up to Thanksgiving dinner wearing mismatched socks and talking about quantum physics. The defining feature? No bones. Zero structural integrity in the conventional sense. Just pure, squishy potential wrapped around a razor-sharp beak that could probably open a tin can if it felt sufficiently motivated. This means they can flow like liquid terminators through any crack, crevice, or pipe roughly the size of their eyeball, or, more accurately, their beak. Imagine being able to escape a locked room by oozing under the door. Your commute would be amazing. That's the kind of freedom these boneless wonders possess. And the skin. Oh, the skin. Forget chameleons. They're playing checkers while octopuses are playing 5D chess across multiple timelines. They don't just change color, they change texture. Smooth one second, bumpy like a forgotten piece of broccoli the next. They use specialized cells, chromatophores for color, iridophores for iridescence, and papillae for texture, to become virtually indistinguishable from rocks, seaweed, coral, or that embarrassing rug your aunt gifted you. It's instantaneous, complex, and frankly, just showing off. But hiding is for amateurs. Some species, like the aptly named Wonderpoos, use their skin for psychological warfare. They don't just blend, they put on a pulsating light show, a rhythmic display of hypnotic patterns that seems to mesmerize their prey into a state of stunned confusion. The fish just hovers there, probably contemplating the meaning of its short aquatic life. Right before, wham, it becomes lunch. That's not just camouflage, that's advanced stage magic combined with predatory flair. David Blaine wishes he had moves like that. Now, hold on to your hats, because we haven't even scratched the surface of their ridiculous intelligence. These aren't just smart for things without spines. They're disturbingly clever, period. We're talking about problem-solving skills that would make some college students sweat. They navigate mazes with eerie efficiency. They figure out how to open screw-top jars, to get the tasty snack inside, often from the inside out after being placed in the jar by baffled researchers. Let that sink in. They understand rotation, grip, and probably silently mock the human who thought a simple lid could contain their genius. There are countless accounts of octopuses recognizing individual humans, sometimes squirting water at researchers they dislike or playfully interacting with ones they favor. They exhibit what looks suspiciously like play behavior, batting objects around or engaging with currents seemingly just for fun, a hallmark of higher intelligence. Some studies even suggest they can learn by observation, watching another octopus solve a problem and then replicating the solution. This blurs the line between instinct and genuine cognition in a way that keeps marine biologists up at night, wondering if they should start addressing the octopus in Tank B as professor. And the anatomical weirdness just keeps piling up. Remember those three hearts and blue blood? The blue comes from hemocyanin, a copper-based protein that's way better at transporting oxygen in cold, low-oxygen environments than our pathetic iron-based hemoglobin. It's like they opted for the premium deep-sea package while we settled for the basic terrestrial model. Then there are the 9 brains. Okay, technically it's one central brain and a significant nerve cluster, ganglion, in each of the 8 arms. But let's be real, these arm brains are no joke. They allow each arm to operate with a degree of autonomy, figuring out textures, tastes, and movements locally without constantly bothering the central command. It's distributed processing on a biological level. Ever feel like you need an extra pair of hands? An octopus basically has 8 extra pairs of thinking hands. And yes, severed arms can continue to react, grasp, and even pass things towards where the mouth would be for a while after detachment. Try not to think about that next time you eat calamari. Wait, wrong cousin. Still creepy. And back to that RNA editing. This is where things go full sci-fi. Most life meticulously guards its DNA blueprint. Changes happen slowly over generations, through mutation and natural selection. Octopuses, they said, nah, that's too slow. They extensively edit their RNA messages after they've been copied from the DNA. This allows them to fine-tune proteins on the fly, adapting their nervous system to changing conditions like temperature almost instantly. It's like having a biological proofreader with the power to rewrite sentences before they're published. While we're arguing on Twitter, they're actively optimizing their own neural functions. It's an evolutionary superpower we barely understand, and frankly, it feels a bit unfair. Need more proof they operate on a different plane of existence? They punch fish. Sometimes it seems related to coordinating hunts with other fish. Yes, they sometimes hunt cooperatively, another layer of weird, acting like an annoyed foreman keeping the crew in line. Other times, scientists have observed them just decking a fish for seemingly no reason at all. Maybe the fish looked at them funny, maybe they were bored. Maybe it's just peak intelligence manifesting as interspecies bullying. Who knows? It's hilarious and slightly terrifying. And the escapes. Oh, the legendary jailbreaks. Inky the octopus, famously squeezed out of his tank in a New Zealand aquarium, slid across the floor, found a drain pipe leading to the ocean, and made a break for freedom. And he's not alone. These creatures are notorious for exploiting the tiniest weakness in their enclosures. They've been known to dismantle plumbing, short out lights by squirting water, climb out and steal fish from other tanks before sneaking back, leaving behind only bewildered aquarists and a faint scent of oceanic smugness. They are the ultimate escape artists, the masters of impossible infiltration and exfiltration. Still think they're just calamari cousins? Let's get weirder. Remember that comet egg theory? Officially known as the Hoyle-Wickramasinghe hypothesis, it suggests that the complex genes required for octopus evolution might have hitched a ride to Earth via panspermia, basically, life spreading between planets. Now, let's be crystal clear. This is extremely fringe science. When a creature seems so fundamentally different, so advanced in unexpected ways, even alien origin gets whispered in some corners of scientific thought. Mostly the corners with posters that say, "I want to believe." And just when you think you've grasped the strangeness, remember, they taste by touch. Their suckers are covered in chemoreceptors. Every single interaction with their environment is a simultaneous tactile and gustatory experience. Imagine shaking someone's hand and instantly knowing they had garlic bread for lunch. Imagine exploring your entire world, not just by feeling it, but by tasting it. It's an entirely different sensory reality. Their solitary nature adds another layer. Most intelligent animals are social. Octopuses, mostly loners. They roam the depths, relying on their wits, their camouflage, and their general weirdness to survive. It speaks volumes about their self-sufficiency. They don't need a committee meeting to decide how to open a clam. They just figure it out. So, the next time you encounter an octopus, whether in a documentary, an aquarium, or maybe plotting its next escape from your local seafood market, check the drains. Take a moment. Appreciate the sheer, unadulterated weirdness. You're not just looking at an invertebrate. You're looking at a product of a completely different evolutionary playbook, a creature with multiple hearts, blue blood, thinking arms, reality-bending skin, the ability to tweak its own biology, and the cunning of a seasoned spy. You're witnessing an absurdly unique master of mischief, a testament to life's boundless, bizarre creativity. Now, do me a favor. Like and subscribe. We need the engagement before these 8-armed geniuses inevitably achieve global consciousness, hack the algorithm, and replace all online content with hypnotic, pulsating light shows designed to lure us into... Well, let's not think about that. Just subscribe. It might be our only hope.